This episode of The Lowside brought to you by Full Throttle Energy Drink.
Born Free is Southern California's biggest custom motorcycle show. And surrounding it is the Stampede Vintage Motorcycle Races we're at now, and the official pre-party at House of Machines tomorrow. So let's get out there, watch some old bikes spin some laps, see some friends, and have a couple drinks. What up, dude? How are you?
Yeah.
Sure. You racing?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. What time? Like 7?
Yeah, I think we started at 7 or something.
Tight. How long have you been running this tank?
About a year.
Rad.
Yeah.
What is it? Did you make it?
Yeah, it's a stock one. I stole Hunter's idea. So you take a stock peanut, the lowbrow ones are super
Slice
cheap.
the top off?
So you split the weld, pull it apart in 2 pieces, cut 2 inches out.
Rad. Hell yeah.
I'm not very good at fabbing. So
Saves you
I'm
what,
like-
15 pounds?
And it,
In
really
fuel
what it-
and-
Well, and what it does is steering angle.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it drops the load down and you get more steering angle.
Nice. Okay, that makes sense.
You shouldn't need that much, but when you do need that much, you really want it.
Yeah, you really need
Otherwise
it.
you high side.
Right.
After walking through the pits and talking to some of the racers about their bikes and the track, we headed out to the parking lot to talk to invited builders about their custom motorcycles.
Dude, it's insane. You guys outdid yourselves. It's like, it's really gnarly.
Thank you.
And just details throughout though. It's like,
Tried to keep good balance.
and that's it, where it's not overworked, but like,
The hardest part to like do something that's all themed
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
is make it not cheesy.
right. And you don't want it to be like through every part of it, but you still want it to work as a whole. What's the rear wheel?
65 Ford Galaxy hubcap.
It looks like a roulette table.
This is a hubcap from old Galaxy.
So sick. All right, vintage races are all wrapped up. Hell of a time here. Now we're heading home for the night. Tomorrow we've got the official pre-party at the House of Machines. So we'll see you guys there. All right, it's Friday night and we're here at the House of Machines for the Born Free pre-party. More bikes showing up every minute and the bands are about to start. So let's get inside and check it all out.
As always, the House of Machines was a great time. We saw some awesome motorcycles, a lot of good friends, listened to some good music. Now we're off to Born Free 11.
This is Born Free 11. It's been coming out here for the last 8 years. It started out as a purely chopper show. It's evolved into a lot more standards, custom race bikes and stuff like that. It's obviously grown a ton in popularity. So let's get out there, talk to some builders and see what this show's all about.
Born Free has a ton to offer. All the bikes, huge crowds, live music. The one thing that always gets us excited is the Ives brothers riding the wall of death.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce us. My name is Kyle Ives. This guy right here is my older brother, Mr. Cody Ives. We are known as the Ives brothers. We travel all over, doing stuff just like what you guys are about to see, but most importantly, we're just some good old Southern Georgia boys out here riding on motorcycles for a living. Ladies and gentlemen, what you guys are about to see is called the Wall of Death. This is the oldest form of motorcycle stunt thrush as there is in existence today. So we're going to do our best job right here to make sure that you guys all leave very happy and very entertained. So you guys ready?
Is this your first year here?
It is.
Rad. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, it's amazing. So you have this perception, right? And we have an event back in Milwaukee called Mama Tried.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, maybe a little bit like that. But when you come here and you realize how cool this is, the setting, the bikes, the people, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible. And you know, what started out as a truly chopper event has really migrated to a lot more standards and race bikes and stuff like that. What do you think about the shift towards different styles of bikes coming and people using Harleys for all those different styles?
Well, it's exciting to see. We have 6 custom bikes right out here that we provided to 6 different builders. And it's interesting, they had the freedom to go where they wanted, but a couple of them definitely went down the path of performance, especially on the baggers. Yeah. And that's neat to see for a road glide, street glide, what have you. There's a really neat softtail lowrider out there that I love. Yeah. So it's, you know, the custom shows are always fun because you never see 2 bikes alike, and it's always the creativity of the builder and what he's visualizing and what he's trying to sculpt in metal, which is awesome.
And functional, and all these guys got out and ride them, you know, and they all are built to rip. So that's one thing that's cool when they come here and it's builders next to builders. It's all about, but how does it ride? Yeah. And that's what it is between them. It's like, it looks great, but like, let's talk about it.
Jenna started Stellar Moto Brand as a way to bring stylish and protective gear to female riders. She's worked this event a couple times, and we thought we'd talk to her to get her unique perspective on how the event's changed over the years.
So when was the first time you came out to Born Free?
Last year was my first year.
Working it or just attending?
Well, first year attending it was probably about 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how have you seen the event change in that last 4 years?
Oh, completely. I mean, well, first of all, just women in general. Yeah. More women come out to motorcycle events, period. So definitely more women came out to Born Free. Yeah. And now that there's more women brands are being representative in the whole community as a whole, the whole motorcycle community.
You can't talk Born Free without talking to the 2 guys that started it all, so we headed to the Born Free headquarters to talk to Mike and Grant about their passion that fuels this event and how they've kept it growing over the last 11 years.
Guys, what was the goal when you started the event?
I think Mike and I just had similar interests with old bikes, old choppers and stuff, and there wasn't really anything going on at that time for what we were into, and we basically just had a barbecue with, maybe an expanded barbecue with friends.
And what do you think about the shift away from sort of that grassroots, hometown, just the friends, to now being one of the biggest custom events on the West Coast?
we still think of it as our little show. We've tried to keep it fun and interesting as it's grown, not just to get bigger, which has been kind of the big thing we're up against is, big isn't always good. So how do we keep it good?
I think because we're so into it, the bikes, the riding, the racing, the whole lifestyle, everything, it's fun for us. So we just keep adding our own ideas. I mean, our whole thing was we want to do a show the way we would want to go to a show. So we just keep adding more stuff that we're into, and it just seems to be working. I mean, people seem to be into it.
Genuine interest and passion reads. People see that, and as it does expand, it's not expanding necessarily to corporate. It's expanding into good racing and some other shows. You're bringing in a lot of bikes other than just choppers. Bringing in the other bikes, a lot of race bikes and restoration, stuff like that. How's that affected the show and changed it?
I think it's added a lot of stuff. We have so much variety at the show. We've had, 100-year-old original paint bikes to customs and race bikes that have been put away for a half a century to modern customs, and now the San Diego Customs FXR and Dyna show within the show. Regardless of what happens at the show, a lot of these people that are going to be riding from long distances, they're going to remember this trip the rest of their life. It's this pilgrimage thing. They've never been to the West Coast. We still hear that, even though this is our home or whatever, and we probably take it for granted, this is still a big destination for people, which is something that we try to keep in mind and make it special for those that come.
Yeah, absolutely. Just, coming to California, riding PCH is a bucket list thing for a lot of motorcyclists.
Yeah.
So giving them another reason to get out here is awesome.
And then they can ride their motorcycle almost regardless of what it is into Born Free and park it on the grass and be a part of the show.
Where do you want to see the show in another 11 years?
That's a good question. I mean, we still feel like there's room to grow. I mean, even though the site, we don't have a lot more room for folks, just the changes that's going on, even like you had mentioned with the race bikes and even the more modern stuff, I mean, it's all being accepted now. So who knows where it's going to be, in 11 years, why everybody be riding electric motorcycles and be good for the noise. No one will be mad about the noise coming in, but we're open to change. I mean, I think that's the one thing we've learned in the last 2 or 3 years is that we have to change, with people's taste and what they're into, and we've changed too.
All right, that's a wrap for Born Free 11. Got to see a ton of killer bikes. Our buddies Ives Brothers riding the Wall of Death, invited builders, show class people's champ. There's a lot of really cool stuff here today. So hope to see you all back here next year, and thanks for watching the Lowside.